second straight Thursday game. And look, if you're the Patriots, I feel you can't place enough emphasis on this game this week. This feels like a must win. You have to have this one if you're going to be part of the AFC playoff picture. You win this one, you get to 7-9, or I'm sorry, 7-5, and then
7-5, yeah.
you get two winnable games out west in the Cardinals and the Raiders. If you
That
don't win this,
you should win.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't win this, you fall to 6-6. You start to question yourself. Last week you talked, this is all about confidence. Kick returning is all about confidence.
Yeah.
I think this is a big confidence builder this week for New England facing Buffalo.
I think this is a big confidence builder as well. That special teams is a big part of it, and I can't put enough emphasis on that, man. It's once you get the confidence that you can really do it. Now you get guys bringing it out from 105, 103 yards, and all kind of different crazy things. And again, I don't think enough emphasis is put on special teams because that can change the impact of a game. We going toe to toe with these guys that are supposed to be, quote unquote, the best, one of the best teams in the league. The only thing that makes them the best in that game is they edged us out. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing that makes them the best. They won at an extra phase of the game because we got the turnover that we needed. That after that kick return, it just kind of sucked the life out of us. We didn't score. I think we scored a field goal, and after that, it was kind of history. So, that sucks. So I just had to get that out of my system. I'm happy I just had to say that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, looking forward. This is another primetime game. Again, you got a chance to prove yourself against one of the better teams in the NFL. You've already showed it to the nation and everyone else that you can stand in the paint with the best of them. Mac Jones went out there and showed his ass, man. He played a hell of a football game, man. So much respect and love to him. I'm so happy that things are turning around for him. And you gotta do whatever you can do. You gotta do it so that he stays on this same track. He doesn't go backwards. He doesn't regress. I love that. I love the idea of getting Rhamondre the ball in a lot of different ways. But against this Buffalo team, you're gonna have to hand it to him more than 7 times.
You think he's up to the challenge? Because it looks like Damian Harris is not going to play. And beyond that, it's, a couple of rookies. And so, look, we've seen this over the second half of the season so far. It's been the Stevenson show. And I think it's going to be even more the case this Thursday night against Buffalo.
Yeah, no, I think he's up for the challenge. I mean, I know it's people that have asked that, multiple times this year where he stepped up to the plate and delivered, when we needed the most. So he's definitely up for the challenge. I think he's one of the special guys in that locker room that guys can rally around, whether it's a physical run, a hard run, a big run, his excitement, the energy he brings. You gotta ride that into the sunset, man. You gotta be able to capture that and continue to capture it and recapture it every game. You can't capture it one game, 2 games, and then the next game just completely get away from it. You have to continue to try to thrive on that stuff. You have to, man. He's a really good football player. He's a really good running back. Again, one of the most underrated guys in the league at that position with how well he catches the ball, how well he runs the ball. He's one of those guys that you have to get going in this game against Buffalo. You have to give him, I don't care if it's 2 yards, whatever. You have to give him carries and volume so that he is able to produce the plays that you're used to him producing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, sometimes I done had 25 carries in the game that ended up with 140 or 50 yards, but it was only 2 plays that got me that. You know what I'm saying? It's a 30-yard run and another 30-yard run, and now I got 140. So it's repeated. Now that's one thing. I don't know if he's able to withstand that 25 every game. But I know that he can carry the ball a lot and he can do a lot for the offense. So he's one of the guys that I think we should get the ball to coming into next week against Buffalo. And man, you gotta feed him more than 7 times.
Tell me about his skill set other than a runner, what you notice from him, because he's a guy who Bill has praised now over the last few weeks, not just for his running ability, but for his ability in blitz pickup, his ability to contribute in the passing game. What do you see from him as a fellow running back that stands out for you, aside from his ability to carry the ball?
Again, his blitz pickup is great. He's a solid guy. He's not going to shy away from contact. He's not one of the ones that are going to run in there and cut someone every single time. He's going to stand in there like a man and take on the blocker. He's, again, it's not enough you can say about him, because I feel like he can do everything that a lot of the other running backs that get a lot more praise than him can do. He can run in the red zone. He can catch the football. He just had 9 catches last game. He can run the football. He can block and blitz pickup. He's one of those every down guys, and I don't know if New England is really ready to head in that direction again yet. But if they wanted to, he's that guy.
Mm-hmm. He's at 50 catches for the season, and he is already 13th overall when it comes to he's 13th overall when it comes to most catches in a season in New England for a running back or a fullback. Obviously, James White has a bunch, I think he's 3 times in the top 5, and then Kevin Falk is up there and Shane Vereen is up there. Yeah. But if he continues on this pace, he's going to catch 77 passes this season. Yeah, I wonder if we've ever seen, I couldn't think of a guy who has this type of body that he has, kind of a bigger guy who can contribute so much in the passing game.
Yeah, and it's crazy to say that, because he is a bigger body guy. He's probably not as tall, but he's a bigger body guy. Mm-hmm. And you don't look at guys like that to have soft hands, or you don't look at guys like that to have, nimble feet, or you don't look at them like that. You expect them to stand in the paint in the pass protection. You expect them to be able to run physical in between the tackles. But you don't expect them to be able to run away from people. You don't expect them to be able to make a move in tight spaces. You don't expect them to be able to get the ball in space and make something out of nothing. Like, you don't expect that from guys his size. So he's definitely changing the game, over on the New England side. When it fits the mold of a running back, over there, if you're a running back, you are really a running back. Like, they, you know what I'm saying? There's very little times where you have those just backs. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Which, or the guys like James White, K. Falk, Dion, Shane,
Shane Vereen.
Those guys that can run in between the tackle and catch the ball, but none of them really had Rhamondre's size, so he's a rare breed right now.
Patriots are in the midst of 3 games in 12 days, 4 straight primetime games too. This is a weird stretch of the schedule. That sort of grind, what kind of toll does that take on the body, and what are some of the keys when it comes to getting through it physically?
The thing that I would say the most is you just gotta protect your body. You have to take care of your body, and you can only do so much of that as a player. Obviously, as a coach, you got to know how to handle that situation, right? 3 games in 12 days is a lot. That's a lot. So you got to know how to approach that situation. Do we do a lot of walkthrough? Do we just only practice with the shells on? Do we take care of the legs, and do we watch a lot more film? However you want to approach that and embrace that, you just got to know that you want to have your team. You want to have the tools as sharp as possible when it comes to game time in those 3 games. You want them to be at peak shape when it comes to their health and their body. You want them to be fully aware and just instinctive wise be able to react. You want them to be able to do all of those things at the best of their abilities, in a 12-day span for 3 games. Now, granted, you will have the battle wounds that come up, in games, the hurt shoulders and the knees and the ankles, and the backs or whatever. You'll have those, and you have to. That's when the coaching and stuff becomes, a huge factor. And the training room becomes a huge factor. Are these guys going to stay in the training room? Are they going to report to these guys and say, "Hey, man, this right here hurts," knowing that saying that to the trainers, that's going to result in you having to be in the building at 5 o'clock the next morning for treatment. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got to be at treatment the next, at 12 o'clock, and then you got to be at treatment at 5, and then when everyone else leaves, you got to stay for treatment again. Like, that's the dedication that the players have to have to themselves and their body. That's the dedication that they have to have. Like, do I want to go in the training room that much and all my little extra time goes there, or can I stick it out and go out in the game and play and risk messing it up more? That's where the guys separate themselves. Some guys will thug it out. Some guys will go to the training.
Do guys recognize that?
I had Alex at my disposal.
do guys recognize that though? Is there in the back of your mind, like we talked about what it was like in 2016 when Jimmy wasn't able to go in that game and Jacoby went? Does that kind of linger in the back of some guys' minds, especially during a tough time on the schedule where you go, oh, I saw that guy was able to play, but that guy wasn't able to play?
Yeah, that definitely lingers in your mind. As a competitor in general, you gotta want to be out there to battle for your guys. Like, as a competitor, as a brother, as a teammate, if all those things aren't important to you, then maybe you are that guy that's like, I ain't gonna play through this. I ain't gonna go to the training room. You might be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That just and I don't judge anyone based on their stance, but you judge in the opinion of your peers. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna be like, oh, okay, well, damn, he ain't gonna go to battle for us. Everybody that's ever been my teammate know I'm gonna be out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out there. If I can put the pads on, if I could jog, I'm out there. Like, when I one game I went out there and I lied to Bill, whatever, my shoulder, hey man, my AC joint, how I feel, straight, I'm hitting you know what I'm saying? It's like when I'm going out there to like work it out and stuff, they're like, man, how I feel, man? Can you, throw the pass this way? You know what I'm saying? Throw the pass this way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm out there with the helmet on, like, and I got the dark visor because nobody can see my face.
And he can't see your face while you're going through it.
And then boom, it's game time. I go out there, play against Miami. I scored a touchdown. I had a couple runs, and he seen a run where I kind of protected the shoulder, and then snatched me out. I'm gonna go out there and battle for my guys all day, every day. It's some guys that don't have that mentality.
When you have that conversation with Bill, how does that go?
It's just like, it's how do you feel? I'm good. Like, how do you really feel? I'm good. You feel like you can play? Yeah, I feel like I can play. You like how we don't want to get you in there, and we don't want to put you in there and you not be ready, and yada yada yada. And I'm like, Bill, I'm good, solid. I want to go, I'm ready to play. I got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure I'm out there. Like, this is a game that we need. I'm here. And it's like, all right. That's what I needed to hear. I just want to know. And obviously you go out there and do your workout and stuff, and they make sure, they kind of like double check to make sure. And I went in there, I put my little donut on, cut the circle out. They cut the circle out, put my little donut on, tape it down, put some other stuff on top of the pad, tape it down, and put my shoulder pad, and felt like I was good to go.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever, what's the flip side of that though? Are there ever instances of guys who want to play, who feel like they have to play, and maybe they're not at 100%, and maybe them at 50% is not as good as a guy who, the number 2 guy on the depth chart who's maybe at 75%? Is there, I don't know what the phrase I'm looking for here. Is there a back and forth there between you and the training staff and the coaches? How does that all work out?
Yeah, I haven't been in that position a lot of times, but I've talked to a couple guys that have been in that position, and it's never a fun conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because again, as a warrior, you want to be out there with your guys, but physically, you can't. You can't. And again, that's kind of like my instance. I scored a tub, but it was a 1 yard run. It wasn't like I had to run over anybody or anything, so But I mean, it's get those instances where it is a struggle between him and the trainer. Like, hey man, come on, bro. Like, I could play, and the trainer's like, man, listen, this is high risk. If you play and run wrong cut or run one wrong, hit on the shoulder or one wrong this or that, man, you're looking at 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks out. Versus just sitting this week out and next week out and letting it heal. I've seen guys say, screw that, I'm gonna play through it, and it go perfect and it go the right way for them. I've seen guys say screw that, and the next game, now they're on IR. So again, that it's pros and cons to that mentality. But I mean, I'm going with that. I'm going with that mentality every time. Just me personally.
You guys, I remember you guys played 3 games in 12 days in 2016 on the way to the championship.
Oh, yeah.
In that, for me, covering that team, that was a defining stretch, I think, in a lot of ways, because as you mentioned, it's physically tough, but it's also mentally tough to be able to go through that and not only survive it, but get 3 wins out of it as well. They have 2 games out west. They figure out a way to beat the Bills. They have 2 games, Cardinals, Raiders, combined record of 8-15. Like we said, those are winnable games. I'm thinking that they stay out west. What are some of the positives and negatives that come from spending that week away from home?
The positives, you're away from everything, no distractions. You can solely focus on what you got to do and the job. You get the bond. You don't have no. If you have family there and stuff like that, that's cool. But a lot of guys just take that extra time and watch film. They might go grab something to eat. Just to wind down, get off their feet, stuff like that. Versus being at home, and some guys got kids, they got chased around. Some guys take them to school. Some guys have this or that and the other. So those are the pros of it. And the cons are, as mentioned, not being able to see the kiddos, not being able to hang out with them, not being able to, hug on them, and not being able to sleep in your own bed, not being, just things like that, or, just a different routine. That's the con to it, just a different routine altogether. And again, man, just not being able to go home, because you get that routine going, and it's like clockwork. You get to the point to where you don't even have to set an alarm anymore and things like that. So, just and standing, again, being able to sleep in your own bed and things like that, seeing the kiddos, those are the cons. But again, sometimes it could be the pros too.
Yeah, exactly. I hear you. Yeah, let me do rapid fire here.
Man, that little break be good sometimes though.
I'm going to do rapid fire here. I got 3 questions for you before I get your prediction for this week. Give me your MVP right now at this point. If you had an MVP vote, who are you voting for?
You're breaking up.
If you had an MVP vote,
okay,
who are you voting for
right now?
Mm-hmm.
On the Patriots?
Across the league.
Oh, ooh, dang, that's tough.
I'll give you some names.
To me personally, man, you can't go wrong with Mahomes. You can't go wrong with Lamar. Lamar balling. Me personally, I'm gonna throw a running back in there. I like Josh Jacobs.
All right, Josh Jacobs. Okay, which 2 teams are going to be in the Super Bowl? I'm going with Kansas City and Philadelphia.
Ooh.
That's an easy. I mean, look, I'm taking the chalk. I get it. I'm taking the chalk on this. I understand it. They're the 2 best teams in the league, I think, but I'm going with Kansas City and Philadelphia right now.
I ain't mad at that. I'm gonna go with Kansas City and the Giants.
Wow. The Giants. That is a surprise.
Good, bro. They look good.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're quite Super Bowl bound, but they
look good. They look good, man. They look good.
I'll give that one to you.
But just think, I mean, they're unlikely road. When they went to the Super Bowl, they were 9-6. They didn't look like the team that was going to go win it, but they went and won it. If I was to go with any other team, just because I'm on the Philly train. Don't get me wrong. I'm on the Philly train, but I like the Niners too. I like the Niners. Man, Jimmy got them rolling. Jimmy got them rolling. And they were going to give him away. They probably still going to get rid of him. But still, Jimmy got them rolling. It's kind of like, now you need me. F you guys. I'm gonna still come out here and, it's not even about the organization. It's not about the GMs, the presidents, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm going out here to play this game and win for my guys. That's why I say San Fran.
All right.
I'm going San Fran over the Giants.
All right.
My bad, Dabo. You my guy, Dabo. I love you, Dabo. You my guy. I'm going San Fran, man. Jimmy got me fired up now.
Which team is getting the first overall pick?
San Fran and Kansas City.
I love it.
San Fran and Kansas City.
I love it. All right. Who's getting the first overall pick? I'm thinking Houston right now. They're 1-9-1. They're way ahead of everyone else. Yeah.
I'm 100% on board with that. There's no way that no one else is going to get the first overall pick besides Houston. There's no way. But I read some stuff that maybe the league should get a lottery pick type deal going. I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like how basketball does it.
Yep. Yeah. I think it makes a lot of sense. I will say this, that Houston now has, if the season ended today, they would have 2 picks in the top 10.
They would have 2 picks in the top 10.
Yeah.
Hold on. So explain that to me.
They
the trade.
Through trades.
Yeah, the trade. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I mean, if I'm Houston, I ain't talking about that, but I'm just saying that would be great that would be a great way to restart your program.
You take Bryce Young, you hit the reset button, and you're back to 500 like that.
You know what I'm saying? Look, you've seen these rookies that are coming out of college right now are turning organizations around single-handedly. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow single-handedly. Debo, and I mean he's not a rookie anymore, but when he came out, Debo came out, and I mean look at the impact that he's had in San Fran. I mean these rookies are coming out and making a name for themselves. Sauce Gardner, like when is the last time you've seen the Jets have a corner since Revis that can strap up? Now that's making a huge difference, Look at them. They're winning games now. I mean, they always win a couple, but they're actually look like a legit team now. Look at the Giants. Look at these guys with these rookies on their team, and whenever they got Daniel Jones, everybody was like, "Oh crap, bro, he sucks." Saquon is hurt, and a couple of years down the road, look at all these guys. Look at the Chargers, and they thought it was over since they left Phillip Rivers. They go draft Justin Herbert. It's just one guy. If you get the right one, it's one guy.
And it flip the switch. You become contenders overnight. I want to get your take. Who's going to win this week? Who's going to win Thursday night? Patriots Bills, real quick. Who's going to win and why?
Patriots are going to win, man.
All right.
The Patriots are going to win. This was a tough loss for them this week. It was tough. Extremely tough, and I know they had to swallow that they pride and understand that hit right here. That's a team that y'all could have made a statement with, and we didn't. We let them run a 100-yard kick return to the crib and smash the momentum. But the Bills, you can always, no matter who you play before them, that gonna build back up because it's a rivalry. I like us.
It should be fun Thursday night. Second of 4 consecutive primetime games. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to take us into really the best part of the year for football. So we will talk again next week, my friend. Lots to think about, as always. Take care, and we'll talk soon.
I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Sounds good, man. Thanks, Chris. Always a pleasure, my guy.